never played a sport, period. No contact sports, no anything. You know, I would swim as a kid and that was about it. My real name's Caitlin. My skate name is Apocalipstick. I had joined the roller derby and had been skating for a couple of months and realized that I was probably going to get drafted to a team and therefore needed a name. I solicited my friends to see what they came up with. Some of their suggestions were pretty good, some were pretty terrible. One was Frostbite, which oddly enough there was already one of those on the team that ended up drafting me, so that was no dice. My mom suggested Fluffy Cake, which really did not seem like it would strike fear in the hearts of my enemies. One friend of mine suggested Apocalipstick, and I said, that's it, that's my name. The first bout that I went to was the very first bout that the Rose City Rollers ever had. It was their exhibition bout. I had never seen something so cool in my life. Just these girls beating each other up, of course, but it looked like they were all friends and they were gonna go have a beer afterwards. My very first bout was actually on my birthday, which was so exciting. I had a cake backstage and I was terrified. Not that I was gonna get hurt, but that I was gonna do something wrong that caused us to lose the game. You know, if you fall down at the wrong moment and your jammer trips over you and that's the last jam of the night and she doesn't get that extra point and that's why you lose. There are pivots, blockers, and jammers. The pivots are the girls with the stripe down the middle of their helmet, and then the blockers, there are 3 of them from each team. Then you get the jammers, who are the speed skaters who are sprinting through the pack and they have the star on the side of their helmet. The jammer scores the points. Her job is to break through the other team and pass skaters on the other team, and you get a point for each girl that you pass legally. Therefore, our job as blockers is to keep the other team's blockers off of her and keep an eye on the other team's jammer. Pivot sets the pace of the pack. She's kind of like the point guard. You would expect to be able to look to her to see what you need to be doing. I play all of them. Jamming is my newest position. I had been wanting to jam for a long time, but just the stars didn't align until recently. I jammed in my first bout in May, and my parents were here and got to see it, so that was really, really exciting. I think the entire world slowed down around me when I lined up on the jammer line. I was so excited I thought I was gonna burst. You have to really be able to see the holes in the pack and get through them and know how to use each one of your teammates effectively. You have to be able to take a hit without it affecting your speed or making you fall down, because otherwise you're a rag doll out there and you're going to be kind of useless. We're loud, we yell. Inside and outside are really common ones. We also use a lot of hand signals, which I will not demonstrate because those are a secret. You can hit from your elbow to your shoulder. You can't use your forearms, you definitely can't use your hands. You can hit people in the chest and sternum area. It's called a sternum buster. Those are evil, but very effective. It's really, really difficult to get away with anything. We have a lot of refs. We have a really good referee staff who watch us like hawks. It's like having any kind of job to do. It's, you know, like a cop. A cop doesn't hate somebody that they're arresting. You try to hit people as legally and as well as you can and not intentionally hurt somebody. I hit somebody and bounced off of her and landed smack on the floor with all my weight on my knee really slowly. And when you fall, when you're going slower, it's a much harder impact than if you're going fast. If you're going fast, you'll just, you know, slide and tumble and be fine and get right back up. I dislocated my shoulder about 1.5 years ago. A girl fell in front of me and I had nowhere to go, and I landed and I fell right like this and took my shoulder out of the socket and then rolled it back in and got up and bouted on it 3 days later. All of my injuries, none of them are, you know, you should have seen the other guy kind of things. They're just me being an idiot at practice. They love us. The Heathers fans are definitely the loudest and the most excited. The ice box, that's what we call our little area, is always insane. There's a lot of little kids that show up, and then after the bouts they'll come and they'll tug on your skirt and ask you to sign their autograph books. There's a guy that runs a blog for us that I don't think knew any of the skaters before. He just started showing up one day and now comes to all our parties and is a huge super fan. I feel better about myself in general than I ever have, especially because of how athletic it's made me. I'm skating 3 or 4 days a week, I'm going to the gym once a week, I am in the best shape ever. Confidence in general, feeling like I have something good to offer the world. It's given me a huge number of friends almost instantly. When I started, I had just moved here, I didn't know anybody. And all of a sudden, once I started skating and kept coming back, I had all these friends, especially once I got on a team. It actually, I think, played a large part in me getting the job that I have now. The guy who interviewed me turned out to be a fan. He just wanted to talk to me about roller derby. He was so excited that he was talking to a roller girl, and then I had a job. She wears a lot of makeup, for one thing. I really like the theatricality of the personality. The game, of course, is really serious and is not theatrical at all, but in terms of what I can do to personalize my uniform and what kind of fun drag queen makeup I can come up with for a particular bout, it changes me. It's a different personality. It's somebody who is ultra confident at what she's doing and can ignore the fact that there are 3,000 people staring at her. Who cares that there's people looking at you? Who cares if you fall down and, you know, totally eat it in front of a bunch of fans? You just get right back up. And I don't think that my regular personality, I don't think that I could necessarily do that. Whenever I have something scary to do, like if I've had, you know, job interviews in the past or something like that, I kind of try to be an APOC character and not in Caitlin character, just because I feel more comfortable that way. I know that there will probably come a day when either I don't want to do it anymore or I have had a really serious injury and just it's not feasible anymore. But my plan in my head has always been that I will be there until the ship sinks. I can't imagine my life without that influence, especially now. It's been 3 years that I've been playing. It's a huge part of my life. It would be hard to step away from. I think it's going to be in my blood forever. It's definitely going to be in my scar tissue forever. These injuries that I have, they're going to be there forever. I'm going to be not able to lift as much weight with my right arm as I can with my left. I am going to have bad knees that sometimes make weird crunching noises and get angry when I go uphill for the rest of my life. I am going to have scars from cuts from people's Velcro forever. I'm going to have bruises that won't heal, have bone bruises that are there for years. So the physical part of it is going to be there forever. Remember where I parked. I want to be involved in it as long as I can, even if I'm not skating anymore. If roller derby still exists, then I'll still have my hands in it.